If you're a small YouTuber, I know it feels like YouTube's against you, but it's not. You're just fucking up somewhere. And in this video, I'm gonna try and help you figure out where that is. If you don't know who I am, my name is Romayroh. I went from a college dropout that lived in a trailer in the middle of nowhere to a somewhat successful YouTuber. With almost $2 million in ad revenue from my celebrity news YouTube channels, my top 10 TV show YouTube channels, my golden age Hollywood channels, my real estate channels, and many more. So how did I do it? How did I go from posting consistently for 5 years and getting 0 views, 0 subscribers, to millions of subscribers and hundreds of millions of views?
We've always wanted this to be our career, our job, and in order to make that, we have to treat it that way.
Yeah, you just gotta keep figuring it out. We still haven't figured it out.
No.
And this right here was the biggest change of my entire life. If I wanted YouTube to be a business, I had to start treating it like one. And that meant that I had to kill my ego. I had to treat every video idea I had like it was the dumbest shit I've ever heard. And the only time that I was going to post a YouTube video is if it performed on someone else's channel first. Meaning, I would only hop onto trends or recreate videos from competitors that got millions of views. The point was, if I wanted YouTube to recommend my videos, I had to start posting videos that looked like the ones in my recommended. Which takes me to the second change, and that was camouflage. And what I mean by camouflage is the packaging of the videos. That is the wording of the title, the thumbnail format, and the pacing of the video. So what I did is I collected all of my competitors, watched all of their videos, and just studied to see what they all had in common. And what I found is that they all just follow formats. Which meant that YouTube, it was never about who was the most creative. It was never about who had the best quality, who was the funniest. None of that mattered. It all comes down to who can replicate formats the best and for the longest. For example, their titles. The majority of my competitors each had a successful video with an almost identical title. They would just switch up the words. Even this video you're watching right now, the title is very similar to other creators. I just changed a few words. As for the thumbnail, again, very similar. And some of them don't even change anything besides text. I mean, even down to the content. Similar transitions, similar scripting, similar background music. And that's when it clicked to me. YouTube is in the entertainment business. So fuck the content. I need to get good at marketing. Think of it like if you were a movie executive, the one that calls the shots. You might not be the best at making the movies, right? Creating the content, but you're really fucking good at choosing what movies should be made, what they have to look like, what ideas will work and what ideas won't. That is kind of what YouTube is. So if you're thinking of like, oh, better cameras, we just need to be funnier, I need to add more transitions, I need to add memes to my videos. No, you need to get good at studying your audience. What is it that they want to watch? And listen, we're about to hit 2026. There are creators for almost every single niche. This should not be complicated. You should be able to find multiple competitors and see a pattern. But anyways, the second change, and the second most important change, was SEO. When I first started YouTube, I could kind of care less about this, right? I didn't understand the importance of tags and SEO. Because again, in my head, I thought content was the only thing that mattered. And there's a lot of gurus out there that tell you that tags do not matter or that descriptions do not matter. Fuck those guys. They made me waste years of my life. They lied. And again, this held me back for years. So my advice to you is to use absolutely everything that YouTube gives you. And nowadays, you have all kinds of shit, dude. You have vidIQ, you have NextLev, you have TubeBuddy, your options are endless. Now, as for the way that I approach tags is using vidIQ. This is not sponsored. This is just something I've been using since 2018. And that's because if you click on a competitor's video, on the far right, you're gonna see a little pop-up appear if you have the extension, and you can literally see what they added for their tag. So if you're making, again, a similar video with a similar title, a similar thumbnail, with the same exact tags, the more you do that, the more you post, the more you're going to get recommended to that audience, okay? Because you're telling the algorithm what you are, who you are, and what category you belong in. It's not rocket science. It's just repeating shit. It's just being repetitive and being pushy with the algorithm. That's all it is. And here's another thing. Get results on your channel first before you try being creative, right? If you're posting original content, things that you come up with, and you haven't seen results for months or years, dude, pause, wait, get some momentum on your channel first. Create content that you're not passionate about. That's what I've been doing. Because just with camouflaging your videos and creating content that you may not be passionate about, but it gets views, that's how I've been able to scale multiple YouTube channels. For example, Roof Report. That is a faceless channel of mine that is based on the real estate market in Florida. Fun fact, I don't live in Florida. I've been there twice. Went to Disney World because of my girlfriend. But either way, I was able to take this YouTube channel from 0 cents a day, 0 cents a month, to almost $10,000 in the second month. The first month, I think I made 5,000 something, I don't remember. But here's the most important part. Notice the thumbnails of my channel Roof Report. I do the same shit on my Celebrity News YouTube channel. And this Celebrity News YouTube channel has paid me over $1 million in just ad revenue. Notice the exclusive bar, notice the half and half, notice the text, and even the titles. You know, it's sort of similar wording or similar structure of the sentence. The formula doesn't change. Once you have it down, you have it down. And you can approach almost every single niche the same exact way. Which I'm saying it now, it sounds easy, but you know, this took me years to master. And I've been documenting my entire journey since 2015. If that's something you want to check out, you can go ahead and click the link in the description or in the pinned comment, and that's going to take you to my school community. This is where you're going to find over 80 video tutorials, a list of niches, resources, freelancers, but the most important part is that I go live 2 times every single week, and this is where I speak with you guys directly, answer any questions, review your channels, all of that good stuff. Now, this is not a get rich quick. This is not a blueprint, right? I'm just showing you guys what I did and how I do it. What you do with that information is completely up to you and not in my control. But if you're not interested in the school community, that's completely fine. The only advice that I can give you, and this advice is just based on what worked for me. I separated my passion from my content. And again, just like SEO, it's the complete opposite of what everyone tells you to do. But I just cared about the money. That's the truth. I can live with not making content that I love. You can call it soulless, you can call it greedy, whatever it is. I don't care. I just bought my dream car at 24 years old. But again, yes, YouTube was a dream for me. But my biggest priority was to get out of that trailer. And as time went on, you know, I kept climbing and climbing and climbing, and eventually I realized that I lost complete interest in creating a YouTube channel that is based on my passion. You know, I sort of consider myself more as a businessman than a YouTuber, which is why that movie executive example I think is perfect. But yeah, this is a shorter video than expected. I don't know how long it's going to be, but if you enjoyed it, like and subscribe. I say this in almost every video. I don't consider myself a coach or a guru. In most of my videos, I just try and tell you guys exactly what I'm doing and how I did it. And you do what you must with that information. It might help, it may not. That's just what I did, and that's just what I do. Hopefully you click my videos again soon.